Welcome into Rebecca K. Crochet. I'm Becky, your yarn host, and today we're going to do the Trinity stitch. It reminds me of the star stitch, but it's not quite the star stitch. What I've used today is Lion Brand Pound of Love. This has 120 yards, 932 meters. It's a medium 4 worsted weight. It calls for a J10 6mm hook. It's 100% premium acrylic. It's wash and dryable. It's made in Turkey, and this color is cornflower blue. And what you're going to need is a crochet hook, Susan Bates. I'm using the J10 6mm. I also switched to this one, the 6mm hook, halfway through. And the reason why is you get your stitches extremely tight, or I did with this stitch. So I started off down here and I could not work back into my stitches, so I went to this hook because I crochet looser with this hook than I do with this hook. So I switched hooks, and I show you that in the middle. You will also need a pair of scissors and a needle to weave in your ends, and with that, let's get started. Okay, we are going to start with 26 chains on our hook, and second chain from our hook. The hook or the loop on our chain does words, Becky. The loop on our hook does not count. So this is our first one, and our second one we are going to single crochet into that stitch. Then we are going to go in the same stitch and pull up a loop, go into the next stitch, drop a loop, go into the next. Actually, these are chains, and we're going to drop a loop till we have 4 on our hook. Pull through all 4, yarn over, chain, go in that same stitch, pull up a loop, the next stitch, pull up a loop, and the next stitch, and pull up a loop, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1, go back down in the same stitch, pull up a loop. This is almost like the star stitch in the way that you work it, but it's not quite. It's just a little variance. It'll look pretty close to the star stitch. So again, you go in the same stitch, pull up a loop, the next stitch, pull up a loop, and the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, pull through all, and then we're going to do it all over again. And we're going to do this all the way down till we get to the end. And it's just make sure that you start in the same stitch that you came out of, and then go to the next stitches until you have 4 loops on your hook. When you have 4 loops on your hook, you pull through all 4, and you do it all over again. And don't miss any of your chains. Chain 1, and then do it all over again. Your chain 1 locks those stitches into place, and that's why you need that chain 1, because without it, it'll look really strange, and you won't have enough spaces. So this is what you should be looking like. So far, I just have a few more to go. And this is called the Trinity stitch. I don't know if I said that. Chain 1, get back down in, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, 4 loops on my hook, pull through all 4. This is a multiple of 2. So any multiple of 2, you can do this. Okay, now we're at our last stitch. Pull up a loop, pull through all 4. Now we are going to single crochet in the very end. You start with a single crochet and you end with a single crochet, and this is what we look like. So our next row is our repeat row. This is a 1 row repeat, so it's fairly easy. So we're going to chain 1. If you need to mark your work to know that this is your right side, put a stitch marker on this side like I've been showing you how to do. Turn your work. I know the difference between the front and the back, so I normally don't have to worry about doing that. Then we are going to single crochet back down into that very first stitch. And we are going to do it all over again. Single crochet, or pull up a loop in the next stitch, pull up a loop in the next stitch, and these chain spaces may be a little bit difficult to get into. Pull through all 4. That's why you want to chain loosely. Do it all over again. Pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and you should have 25 on the previous row. I forgot to say that. So you want to count your stitches to make sure you have 25. And I am having a little bit of difficulty here, so it's normal. Go back down in that same space, pull up a loop, pull up a loop. The chain space is what's giving me trouble. Pull up a loop, pull through all. And this is what you're looking like. I'm going to go across because you go down in this chain space. Pull up a loop and like I said, some of those chain spaces may be difficult to get into. Go through the same stitch again. Pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull through all 4, chain 1, get back down that same stitch, pull up a loop, pull up a loop, next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through all 4, chain 1, same stitch, and then the next stitch, and the next stitch, and then pull through all 4, chain 1, and we're just going to repeat this all the way across until the end, which I'm almost there. Again, you can make these as big or as little as you want. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. Whoops. I did one too many. Wasn't paying attention. I didn't get them all. Okay, try that over again. We're going to pull up a loop. There's 2, 3, 4, pull through all of them and single crochet in this last stitch. And how I would count my stitches is I would count the top and make sure that you have 25 stitches across the top. And this is what you're looking like. And your stitches will sit on top of each other. Chain 1, turn our work, single crochet back down into the same stitch, and then start the Trinity stitch. And that is how this is done all the way across until you make your square, which would be however wide this is. That's how tall you want to go, or try to make it that tall. And this is what you should be looking like. And that's the back. And this is this is the front. That is what you should be looking like. And you go back and forth doing this row all the way up. It's just a repeat. I got a problem with my chain right there. And that's what you look like. And then I will come back and show you how to finish this off. I'll be back in just a second. This is what you should be looking like after 3 rows. I will tell you that if you crochet very tight, I crochet tight, and this is the thing that I am running into, is that my stitches are extremely tight, especially that second stitch. I'm having a hard time working into it. So make sure that you pull it up and you make this first loop loose whenever you do your chain, because that stitch you will be working into, and it's going to be difficult to get back into it. So I just want you to know that there are ways to do it, but you're going to have to loosen your hold on your stuff. Do not tighten this stitch down, because if you're like me, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting your hook in there, and it's not fun. But I thought I would better tell you guys that, because I'm having a little difficulty, and once I loosened my stitches up, it's going a lot better. So don't be afraid to have your stitches a little bit looser so that you can work back into them. Because this one that I'm working into right now, it locks down. And you can see I have bumps. This stitch, it's this one right here that will lock it down and get extremely tight when you go back across. It's that loop after you chain, or you pull through, it's that pull through loop. When you pull through all 4, it's this loop right here, because you don't think about making it any bigger, and it'll lock it down. So you want to pull it out a little bit and then chain, and then you don't have that problem. That was a little bit big to pull out, but it'll be fine. And I wanted to show you that I've been pulling that loop up just a little bit. So if I come across any more things, I will come back before I get finished and let you know. But right here, pull up your loop a little bit more than what you think you need to, and then go back in. And I'll be back. Okay, I'm a little bit further along, and I wanted to show you that I have changed hooks. With this hook, I crochet extremely tight, and I was still struggling with my stitches being too tight. So I wanted you guys to know that if you have a crochet hook like I do, this is the Furls knockoff. I think I ordered this on Amazon. They also have it on Temu. Um, no, I think I got them on Temu. Anyway, I wanted to show you that if you have a hook that you crochet really, really tight with and one that you crochet loose with, to go ahead and, my stitches haven't changed in size this way or this way because it's still a 6mm hook. I just crochet my edge stitches, which are these stitches up here. I crochet them a little bit looser. This one is still tight. You can see every other one is still tight, but at least my hook will go in. This has a pointier head than this one. Well, this one has the pointier head, but this one's easier to get it into. I don't know why. Maybe the head's smaller. The head is smaller than this one, so maybe that's the reason why this one is easier to get it into the stitch. But I wanted to show you that this hook is easier for me to use with this stitch. So don't be afraid to change your hooks out in the middle of your project, and do a couple of rows to make sure it's not going to make the project wider or smaller than what you're working with. But I went ahead and changed my hook. I hope that helps. Okay, with the right side facing, this is how we're going to finish off to join it to our next block. I'm going to switch from this one back to my Susan Bates, and I'm going to chain one, and then I'm going to do 3 single crochets into this stitch. And then we are going to single crochet in all the stitches across. Actually, I'm going to half double crochet because I need mine to be a little bit bigger than that. If your block turned out a little bit smaller like mine did, you can either half or double crochet this. It's okay. Single crochet if you don't need it to be much bigger. And that's okay too. Gonna half double crochet. And then we're going to half double crochet in each stitch across. And we're going to try to total 25 stitches across, and then 3 single crochets on each side, on each corner, because we're going to make a square out of this. And I'll be back whenever I get 25, excluding the 3 stitches in the corner. I need 25 across this way, and then 3 more in the corner. So if you have to add 1 or 2 in here, then that's fine. Or if you have to subtract, do what you need to do to get 25 across, and I will be back. So what I did was I went 10 stitches, added an extra stitch in my 10th stitch, which you can see right there. I've got 2 in that one space, and then I crocheted across, and I have 25, not counting my 3 single crochets. So from not the 3 single crochets, so we're going to count those off. From there to there, I have 25, and now in my last stitch, I'm going to do 3 single crochets, or half double crochets actually, to turn my corner. And then I am going to we're going to stagger, and we're going to make 25 stitches evenly spaced down through here. And we only have 1, 2, let's see, I only You may have more rows than I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I will have to do, I'll have to figure it out, but I'm going to have to do 2 and 3 in some of these. So evenly space your 25 out. Okay, so I've got my 25 spaced out evenly, so now what I need to do in my last stitch is do 3 half double crochets to turn my corner. And I should be able to repeat in my 10th stitch because I have actual stitches here. And the 10th one, do 2, and then over here, and that should give me my 25, and then repeat this side on this side, and I'll come back and show you how to fasten off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go to the chain 3 that we did, and we are going to fasten off and cut our work, and this is what we should look like. And it cleans up our edges, and it gets us ready to put on our white or whatever color border you're going to do with your stitches. And if you decide that this would make a really good washcloth, if you decided to do this for a washcloth or something like that, you are finished, and you just need to weave in your ends. And I hope that you like, subscribe, and drop me a comment if you have any questions. And that is the Trinity stitch. Have a great day.